Hello, it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts, and I am here with my tag for Tag Tuesday. So this week I started with these Art by Marlene cards that I bought in the summer in South Africa. I think this might be the first time I used them. So they've got a picture of something arty on the back, they've got a colour, and they've got a word or a prompt. So I picked this one which says neutral, and it's got this black and white image and a sort of taupe kind of colour. Is that the right word? So I thought the images in the back look like stamps. So I've just gathered a few bits and pieces. Andrea gifted me in a prize I won that roll of stickers that look like stamps, and I've got a little tub of old used postage stamps, and I've gathered some inks, and I think that's what I've got so far. So excuse me, I'm yawning. I just start with, I have a look through my sort of backgroundy stamps for some stamps. Ironically, next week, Shirley, whose challenge this is given us some prompts, and I think next week or the week after is stamps. I've gone early with the stamps. So I am going to put some inking on. And so I've gone with very neutral colours, the names of which have escaped me right now, but I've gone with this kind of beigey colour and then a pale greyish colour as well. So I just add a little bit of colour, a very neutral colour there. And then I'm going to use the greyish colour on the other sort of corner. It's a wee bit darker, so I think I do a bit less of that, but I think it adds a little bit of contrast to give that grey. And then I think I'm going to go back in with the creamy beige colour. And just try and blend those in a little. I have also grabbed a bit of washi tape as well, in quite a neutral sort of in fact, here it is now. I'm going to put it on and then I decide, no, I'm going to do a bit of stuff to the background first. So I've got some used stamps. I think these are ones I've just cut off packages that have arrived. So I kind of have a bit of a rummage to see are there any of them in there that are kind of neutral colours. I love that bat stamp, but I'm not using it for this. And eventually I find some sort of beigey, greyish, browny little ones that I can add. I used to collect stamps as a child, and before they were adhesive, you could I think I just stuck them in a little bowl of water. You could rip the corner off the envelope and then stick it in the bowl of water and the stamp lifted off very easily, but that doesn't work with the self-adhesive ones anymore. But however, these ones are maybe older than that, I don't know, but they seem to have come apart. So I decided I'm going to do a bit of stamping of stamps. This really should have been used for the stamp one, shouldn't it? But anyway, I will do something else, some more stamping next week for that. So I decided to add a little bit of water to create some splashes, and I'm just going to soak that up. It's not that easy to see, it's more obvious in real life. And I'm just going to stamp with the same inks that I did the blending with, so that it is still all quite neutral and nothing too in your face. I do find with the Distress inks, they're not that good for stamping. So I always do just kind of check it out a bit first on that scrap of paper, but also I think it's perfectly fine if you're not wanting all the detail, you just want a bit of interest in the background. Then it's fine. And I've got one teeny weeny little one I'm going to use for that. And then I'm going to pop this washi on. I hope it's sticky enough. It feels quite sticky, but I hope it doesn't lift off. But decide that bit wasn't very straight, so I'll go back in and do it again. And yeah, that's that. And then a little bit up at the top, just again, not very straight. That's like so. And then I decide to stick these little stamps down. So yeah, if you haven't checked out this challenge, you can just click on the hashtag, or I have created a playlist for tags, so which is not just for Tag Tuesday, it's also for other tags I've made, but you can find that linked in the description box for this video. Or yeah, if you just click on the hashtag Tag Tuesday, that will bring up all the videos that have used that hashtag from all the different crafters. And you will also find Handmade by Shirley linked in the description box below, and she is the lady who started this collab or challenge, and you should definitely go and check out her videos. She makes lots of lovely things. So once I've finished with the actual stamps, I have a wee look on that roll of stickers, and pull out a few that are along the same sort of neutral colour scheme. There's some really lovely ones on here. I have been hoarding these since I was gifted them in that prize, but no more. So that is quite a good selection of stamps on there. And then I decide the other kind of elements on that picture on the back is some sort of scribbly bits. So I grab some kind of neutral pens and give them a little try out on a bit of scrap just to see how dark they and I try and recreate some of the scribbly circle bits. That pen I've used is like, it's not got an awful lot of colour, but it's got a bit of glitter in it, which is really nice. That one seems to be a bit dead, so I decide I need something around the border, so I go in and add a sort of faux stitch detail. Just for a little bit of definition around the border, but not too in your face. The faux stitching effect makes me think of Lisa from Crafting Diva. She quite often does a bit of faux stitching around. And so then I go back in and do a little bit more of the sort of scribbly circles, and I think that is it. Then I just add a little neutral ribbon.